Well, let's jump back to, you were kind of getting there. So I was going to ask this question as you're talking about your company, what you're doing at Verisma and information flow, et cetera. I was like, with HIPAA right now, is it more helpful or harmful, do you think?
Well, it hasn't hurt our business. It's been a help from a business perspective. You have to look at it through a couple different lenses, right? From the patient's perspective, it's probably been helpful because there are more safeguards on that data. And when HIPAA came about, it was like, okay, well, isn't this an overblown concern? Because what do I care if people know I've got a A1C of 6.2 or whatever it is? That's not the issue. The issue is, once you
Yeah.
get into the system, you get access to anything, right? You start getting access to Social Security numbers and credit cards. And
Man, PHI is the most valuable on the black market. That's for sure.
it is right now, for sure. So from that perspective, the things that we do as a business and the technology that we utilize drastically cuts down on what's referred to as unauthorized disclosure. So making sure that data is not going to an unintended party. Our rate for those non-disclosures is absurdly low. It's like less than 90 per million requests that we get.
Wow.
That's far, far below the industry standard. But the other side of it is, and from a patient perspective, to look at it, you go to request your record from a doc. I remember having this conversation and like, hey, these are my records. And this was kind of at the advent of HIPAA, but the doc's office manager said, they're not your records, they're my records. They're the office records and you can't have them. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Well, okay, you can have them, but you got to pay. It's going to be, $50 a page to get them. I'm like, no, this is crazy.
What?
That's since evolved, but the challenge of sharing that data to where it rightly needs to go. And if, God forbid, you've got an issue with, a loved one. I just went through this with my brother. I'm executive of his estate, and trying to get access to, still what amounts to HIPAA in his death certificate and all of the things that I had to show to, prove I was, I am who I am, and have the right to get access to this stuff. It's great to have those protections in place, but it's a struggle for the average person to try to figure it out. And probably the even better example I could give is go on your local hospitals or health systems webpage and just type in something simple like medical records request, or how do I get access to my medical records? You'll see there's no standard approach to it in the industry. We think we've got a great solution for it for patients and third parties, private labeling it on our clients' websites. But more often than not, I'll go out there and it's like, okay, here's an Adobe Acrobat form, print this out, then fill it out, then, fax it back or scan it to us and email it. It's come on, it's 2024. This is insane.